Okay, this is the latest rendition. We've got more rocks on top, and they are heating up wicked. Look at this. Look at this business. These rocks on the front. This one's on the bottom, almost 300. Same thing with this one. And then we move the rocks straight on top of the stove, and we're waiting for them to heat up all the way. These piles have piles of cinder blocks have rocks inside them, and we got water inside all these pans, and this teapot is full of water, and all the rocks are heating up now. Now in the back here, I gotta get a light. In the back, there's the cold. In the back, we got the cold air intake pipe. Plus, wait a minute. Okay, we got the cold air intake pipe right there, and it goes down the bottom and pushes the cold air under the stove up into the front. But right here by this can, that can is being used as a wedge to hold a fan in place. This is a fan, and this stove was designed to have a fan on it, so I've added a fan, and that fan blows air up through these little holes on either side. So now it's blasting hot air out the side, superheating all these rocks. Now, a lot of the heat that we're creating is being saved inside. And the stack temperature is pretty warm. See, all this stuff is saving heat for later. And it works remarkably well. This stone here I brought in a while ago, so it's not as hot yet. However, I'm gonna cut this baby right back all the way and force all the heat into the rocks that I can. Now below there, just below the damper right now, it's 500 degrees. Above the damper, it's quite a bit less. So we're keeping our heat and jamming it into the rocks. And this system has been working marvelously. Marvelously. People have been saying, gee, that looks like it's a fire hazard. So I've done something about that to alleviate their worries. I'll show you that in a second. Anywhere where I've got wood, I have put metal around it. I got metal around the corner of the stove, I got metal around the corner of the wood, I got metal in between the wood. Even though the temperatures were nowhere near enough to start any fire, I put all these pieces back here in order to keep heat from getting anywhere near the wood, so it's not dangerous. And that there's my cold air intake. That That's my cold air intake. It goes down under the stove and in the front of the stove, saving heat so that we don't have to heat air just to throw it out the chimney. We don't have to heat air just to throw it out the chimney. So, and none of these, let's see, this wall and any of this wood here, the temperature of the wall wood is 87 degrees, so it's not about to burst into flames. There's 113. That's not about to burst into flames. And 93, that's not about to burst into flames. Down here, down there where I've got the metal in front of it, 78 degrees, 77 degrees. Not going to burst into flames. Whoops. And the last thing is, with all this stuff stacked around the stove, there's no heat getting out here to any of this stuff. And besides, this stuff here, most of it's metal too, so it's not going to light up either. So there it is. We got water in this stuff, so we can moisturize our house. We got all sorts of heat sinks, grabbing heat, saving it for later. And it's working absolute, and we're not using our warm air and blowing it out the stove. We're using cold air from outside to feed the fire. So until I can get a little more labor and concrete, that's the next time I'll be improving on this here situation. In the meantime, it is working marvelously. Maybe you could try it at your house and see if you could save a little money.